We are Anthony and me. We are converting our sit room really into an off-grid camper van. You should join us on our journey and watch as we work on it over the next few months. We have absolutely no experience, so if we can convert a van, you can do it too. If you would like updates in between videos, follow us on Instagram.
So we've just measured out the roof batten strips and we've decided to go with this wood. It's 15mm thick and it's 46mm wide. Let's go and see if it fits. So from the end of that rib to the end of that rib. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? And then it'll just bend up with self-tapping screws and a bit Sikaflex to stop the squeaking and rattling when we're driving. We've just been holding up the roof battens in place of where it's going to be on the roof, and Amy's just been marking where there's not going to be a hole, just to make sure that we actually drill into the rib of the van, so it's all the way along. I think we've done too many, but at least we know where they're going to be. So what I'm going to do now is, I've got a countersink drill bit, and I'm just going to, in the middle, I'm just going to countersink, because then these screws should sit flush. We've drilled a hole big enough in the roofing strips so that the 12-volt wire can fit through, like this for example. 1 minute. And this is because we're going to put the roofing strips on first, but we'll obviously need the daisy chain and the LEDs together. So when we put a roof batten here, we're going to have the roof's going to be joined up to that, but we'd have nowhere to put the wire for the LEDs. So we've just marked off like we did yesterday where we can screw without it going through a hole in the rib, and now we're going to attach all of the roofing battens, and then I'll daisy chain the LEDs and feed the wire through that hole. So what you need for this is Sikaflex 512. This is just to help it like stick it to the roof and stop any squeaks. You need a drill, and you need some self-tapping screws, and we've gone for the 32mm, because if you think of the thickness of the wood that we're screwing up to the roof and the thickness of the rib, we should be fine not to go through the skin of the van. So yeah, we'll do that now. So that's the roof battens now completed. Right, so I've just got back from B&Q. What we're going to need for what we're going to do today is wire strippers. We've just got these little clips from B&Q, and it's got an adhesive on one side and on the other side it's got holes where we'll put a cable tie through, and we'll be able to tidy up the wires wherever we're running them. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to tidy these up at the back, and we've got like a void at the back, so I'm going to just stick it up there, cut accordingly to where we need, and then we're going to follow on daisy chaining the LEDs and come through these holes and just have it all nice and tidy. So we'll show you that when we're all done. So now that we've crimped on the connectors that you do get with the Maxxfan, I've put some heat shrink on. Now I'm going to just heat it up and just extra protection. A bit too much. As you can see, now that's a really good fit. That's that one done. And this is like a little before and after. So it's like this before. And you can see it taking shape. I mean, I know like we've got black insulation, I know we've got black heat shrink and we should be using red and black, but it doesn't really matter. We know that that's black's positive, white's negative when you're using the Maxxfans. So we can still see the wires. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's a good little connection, that. So now we're just going to crimp these and do the same again and connect them together.
We've took the cable tie off while we sorted out this wire, as it was too niggly while it was stuck up there.
So as you can see, that's pretty solid. Obviously I'm not going to pull overboard, but I'm pulling quite hard there. So now we've got the heat shrink. I'll just separate them so we can heat it up. Nice snug fit. And then what we'll do is probably put a little bit of insulation tape around those. So black to white is negative to negative, red to black is positive to positive. Amy's just putting some insulation tape around the connections. Probably overkill, but them are solid. I had to really push them in to get them to fit together. So we're happy with how solid they are. And then we'll cable tie them up at the back of this void. As you can see, the little connection to the ceiling. And that will be fan number 1 complete until we get to the fuse box and stuff down here, which we're not ready for yet. We need to order more stuff. Yeah, so that's done. Nice solid connection. We've finished this fan now, and as you can see, it's nice and tidy with them adhesive clips for the cable ties. Happy with that, you?
Yeah.
Looking good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So now that the first part of the Maxxfans have been connected and tidied up, we're now going to run the daisy chaining from the LEDs. So it's going to be from here, around here to this one, and then as we mentioned in a previous video, we drilled a hole in there. And we're going to go straight through, and then we're going to connect them all up. So we'll do a quick time lapse of that now.
Right, so now we've done the wirings where we're going to daisy chain the wires together for the LED lights. We've started on framing the bottom of the van, and what we've done is we've got the batten and cut it on a 30-degree angle onto the rib, and then we're going to pocket jig this side up into this block of wood. And also we'll add wood glue in here.
And a little bit Sikaflex if we're going to self-tap screw into the rib to stop any future squeaks.
Yay!
So a little mistake that we've made is, which is my fault, I wired from the fuse box up into the first LED, but you're supposed to wire from the fuse box to the switch to the first LED. So we've been racking our brains today trying to think of how we're going to figure it out and stuff. So what I've come to conclude is we're going to start the circuit at the end of here. So we're going to run a wire all the way from the fuse box all the way around, and it's going to come to the switch, and then from the switch it's going to come all the way up to this light which we've already ran through. So today we'll have to tidy it up and go back through here, take all this off, get back through, come out the bottom because we're wanting the switch to be on the furniture board here. So that's wired to the switch, but what we've now got to do, maybe it's tomorrow, is wire from the fuse box to the switch, and that goes to the first LED, positive to positive, negative to negative, and the circuit will end at the bottom. So what we're doing now is we're going to be adding this wood glue on top of these after we've pocket jigged, and then we'll be screwing through here into here just like we have with these. Not bad. Getting good, ain't you?
Yeah.
As you can see, the daylight is escaping. Oh! So I'm just going to record Amy as she puts the wood glue on the end of here and then fits in the pocket jig. Also been cutting these angles so it'll coincide with the bottom of the ribs there.
Not going anywhere.
Brilliant, well done.
Thank you.
I think we've done quite a bit today. It's been hitty missy with bits and bobs, but I feel like it's a lot better when the van's clean and you bring in what you need. Well, that's probably it for today. We're going to give the van a good clean at like a jet wash somewhere, and then we'll see you tomorrow.
This is where we are going to leave today's video, so thank you all for watching. Please hit the like button to support our channel, and if you would like to see future videos, please hit subscribe and the notification bell.